जो तुम कहोगे तो फिर लौट के ना आएंगे ये दोस्ती
Now, I bet you never heard anything like that lately, and that's just because that's something unique to the music industry, as well as creativity at its best. And of course, Desi Fest is around the corner on May 28th, and what better way to celebrate that than by having those two that you just seen, members of Swaras. We have Assad and Hassan. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thanks for having us.
So obviously something very interesting, and what's interesting about your music is the way you infuse culture and different instruments into your music. Can we talk a little bit about what your group is all about first?
Sure. Well, Swaras means actually 7 notes of a scale, the word actually. What we do has not been done anywhere in the world before.
Right.
That is, we have casual instruments like guitars, drums, pianos, but what we do is we fuse one country's instrument of the world to each of our composition, and it's never repeated again.
Right, which is fantastic. Now, why do you choose not to repeat the actual instrument? Is it just because of sound purpose or creativity?
It's more over like the mood of the song, right?
Right.
It really depends on what the song is all about. Like the video of the song that came out, it was all about like leaving someone and being away from someone. And I think the Italian violin really gave it a good sound, a good feel of it. And but it's not that we won't come back to the instruments. It's just that there's a lot of variety of instruments around the world.
You want to touch every single one before
right,
you
right.
At least
And part of the reason
one.
also is that so that it doesn't sound monotonous. Maybe we'll come back when we have. I know there's what I know is 360 countries in the world. So
right.
Maybe we'll come back after.
And who knows how many different instruments they have in each of those countries.
Right, and I mentioned that we will not repeat that instrument, but in a country there can be multiple instruments. So.
Right, now how important is that to you to make sure that you grab that different sound? Is it because, you know, music tends to be a little bit like very repetitive, right? A lot of beats and songs sound the same, right? So this is one way to be unique, that's like for sure, right?
Well, our music, it's different in the sense that we don't rely on loops or beats. I mean, I personally am a huge hard rock fan, so I am not into the new music.
Well, we see that when you're there on the rock, with the guitar in the middle of Hyde Park.
So basically what we try to do is like we don't have any digital instruments. We have everything is done analog, and we want everything to be played live because the warmth of and the sound of the live instrument is completely different.
Well, that's great, and you guys have even tapped into African culture as well, right? Using some conga drums. How did you guys use that?
It's pretty much, it went with the feel of the song. So it's not that we just randomly pick an instrument to go with, okay, we'll have this track, we'll go just pick this instrument. It has to match the feel of the song.
Right.
So if it's a mellow, we probably go with a flute. If it's a little heavy, we probably go with congas or drums. So it has to match the feel. Then we pick the instrument. The specialization of the instrument, the last instrument, the world instrument is always done at the end.
Right, and it's interesting how you guys actually infuse those two together. Like for that song that we just heard recently, you have the guitar with the violin, which is an interesting mix, right? And it's some sort of a battle, but a healthy battle, right? Because you're getting both of both worlds.
Yeah, that's what we keep in mind. I mean, like every instrument that we play in our song, it has to talk to each other in its own language.
Right.
I mean, it's in the same scale, it's in the same key, but it has to like communicate with each other.
Right, and I want to quickly mention that the song "Let the Music Be Free" from Borders, that's in the National Library of Archives, right?
No, sorry, the song name was Jo Tum Ko. That's our slogan.
That's the slogan. Okay, that's
the slogan. Let the music be free from borders.
That's the one. That's why I was trying to refrain from that because I don't want to kill it for you guys. But which is such a huge success as well. Do you think that the uniqueness in the unique sound is what helps you?
Actually, yes, that's what we're doing. As I mentioned, it's never been done anywhere in the world before. We have 3 tracks, and 2 of them, in fact, the one Kuch Aisi Lagi, the one with the conga drums, and the one you just saw the video. Both of them are part of the National Library of Archives.
That's amazing.
I'm still working on the submission process for the 3rd one, but hopefully will be also included.
And you guys are so young to have an achievement like that, to have it in that actual library. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. And how does this benefit your performance at, let's say, Desi Fest? I mean, Desi Fest is obviously a very culturally oriented festival. It attracts so many people. And your music is, you know, of the heritage, but with a spin. Do people react really well to it?
Well, absolutely. When Satish called me, he called me regarding the that we've been selected to perform at Desi Fest, and I was like, wow, because it's mostly hip hop and
Right.
bhangra. But he said your music is unique, and we like to give a different feel to it because it's
Right.
our 5-year anniversary, and you've been really kind. So that's we still have to see how the people will react to,
Right.
but we have prepared the songs accordingly so that it's a little dance to it, and they can feel the music and so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
we're bringing in a lot of different percussions this time.
yeah.
Well, that's good. So,
Yeah.
so what can people expect at Young and Dundas Square on May
Well,
28th?
they can expect, as I mentioned, a lot of different percussions because we have a new person on the percussions now, and it's going to be a lot more rhythmic, and it's going to be a lot more upbeat than you've actually heard in the recorded, like anybody who's heard in our recorded songs. So it's going to be a lot more
Hot surprises,
personal
yeah.
kind of an experience with the band, and we're going to try our level best to
Yep.
entertain people.
And Young and Dundas Square is a perfect
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
venue to have a
absolutely,
festival,
absolutely.
right?
Hope it
And-
doesn't rain.
Let's hope it doesn't. Even if it does rain, I'm sure everybody will
Oh,
still
absolutely,
stick around, right?
absolutely.
And are you hoping that everything's just going to be a blast? I'm assuming, right?
Right, absolutely. And I am one of those, and both of us actually. I probably won't perform good if they're like 10 people. I'll perform better if they're like 2,000.
It's got to be
people.
elbow
It
to
has-
elbow,
it,
right?
It has to be.
You cannot see
people
the
give me
pavement.
energy, right? So it has to be more people for us to perform.
Right.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Well, we've interviewed quite a bit of guests on the show that will be at
Okay.
Desi Fest, and
Nice,
you can
nice.
only assume that it's going to be a
Oh, yeah,
great show
absolutely.
with
It's
all you
gonna
guys
be a great
together.
show.
It's going to be a great time, and we just want to quickly mention that's taking place at Young and Dundas Square from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night. It's free. What better way to
Absolutely.
go and
Absolutely.
celebrate?
Nice food.
Exactly. Visit www.desifest.ca and musicofswars.com/home.cfm for more information. Thank you so much for being on the
Thank
show.
you
You guys are very
very
great.
much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Stay tuned. After the break, we're going to jump on the Care Saga train as well. We got Ukraine Pavilion right here on Daytime. Stay tuned.